something special, baby.
I'm a little anxious about the whole live. I haven't been in front of a live audience since 1884.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so I'm a little anxious about the whole thing.
Yeah, I would be too.
Still, I just...
Hundreds of years, 100+ years ago.
100+ years ago.
That's a long time. I mean, I've done theater before, but shooting a TV show in front of a live audience was like a strange meta experience for me because I grew up on the Full House set watching these live tapings on Fridays.
Action! 3, walk. Action!
Oh no! I've never been allowed to be funny. This is my first time getting to be funny as Wanda. What a gas. I'm very funny.
She is enormously funny.
Very funny.
I think I have another idea. And then I change.
Catherine Hahn. I don't know how I went so long never working with her. I've had the greatest time.
Like a monologue earlier. I was feeling good.
The journey with her consistently throughout the decade.
Spoiler alert!
She nailed all of the layers that were required of her and then went beyond.
Good.
One more.
One more, still rolling.
Ready?
You want to talk about your butt?
Yeah, I did want to talk about my butt.
I'm going to talk about my dress first. It makes me have better posture, and makes me want to walk like this. And
I have exactly the same thing, but with my fake butt.
Fake butt.
Yeah, it makes me stand properly, and it makes me kind of want to do this, too.
This?
Yeah.
But this time, it was no heartbreak. They called, and they were like, hey, who got the part? And I'm like, what part? What's the part? what is it?
The thing that we loved so much in the 50s and in the 60s between the marriages and like lovely and beautiful and felt in love.
Should we put the heads together?
Very cute.
Like not grounded anymore.
Said to my agent, I was like, oh my gosh, what if it's Monica Rambeau?
She's got a belly in front of her.
Tonally,
We don't think you'll be old enough to properly care for an animal until you're at least 10 years old.
Look at each other.
Well, now,
Wait.
hang on
No.
The character is so funny and meta, and an interesting way to do it. Like when Kevin was telling me about it, I was like, oh, that sounds awesome and hilarious and so weird.
I love you. Costume. It gave me so much joy. Like for the fandom, it's so fun to be in that costume.
Fabulous.
Makes me feel like I'm filled with secrets. She's looking for Agatha, and all of the people crowd her, begging her to let them go.
I can't take this anymore.
It was a very long sequence. It had quite a climax.
Heroes don't torture people.
Last one to town square is a walking pair of Monty.
There's often. That is like something I do a lot in these films.
I mean, it looks like a blast.
And so I feel like it's the first time Marvel has had to accommodate for so many flying sequences. Catherine's in a ridiculous costume that is very uncomfortable to harness and fly in. We've been harnessed quite a bit, and it was so fun. You look amazing.
You look amazing.
And
You're supposed to be it. A being capable of spontaneous creation. And here you are, using it to make breakfast for dinner.
And to play a villain that's also funny. It's like, it's the best.
And Mary Lavanos and Feige put together was a story that can only be told in the medium of television. Now that we've cracked open this other part of her, there hopefully could be more stories to tell. Really loved doing the show.
That is a wrap on Lizzie.
सो गस क्या आप एक गेमिंग गीक हो और आपको भी PS4 एक्सपीरियंस करने का है, लेकिन आपके पास इतना बजट नहीं है कि आप एक सेपरेटली PS4 परचेस करो। डोंट वरी गाइस, पोकापी इज हियर। या गाइस, पोकापी इज गेमिंग रेंटल इन मुंबई एंड कंपेयर टू अदर रेंटल स्टेशंस इनकी प्राइस सबसे कम मानी जाती है। तो मैं आपको बता दूं कि फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप इसको एक दिन के लिए रेंट करते हो, PS4 को एक दिन के लिए रेंट करते हो, तो सिर्फ और सिर्फ आपको 200 रुपीज़ पे करना पड़ता है और इसमें आपको सब कुछ मिलेगा। PS4 मिलेगा, गेम्स मिलेगी और इसके साथ साथ आपको एक कंट्रोलर भी मिल जाएगा। और अगर आप मेरा कूपन कोड यूज़ करोगे जो कि ये है गो पोकापी, तो आपको एक और एक्स्ट्रा गेम मिलेगी। और अगर आपकी जानकारी के लिए बता दूं कि PS4 की एक गेम की CD की प्राइस 2000 से 2500 की आती है और पोकापी इज प्रोवाइडिंग यू PS4 गेम्स, कंट्रोलर, एवरीथिंग इन 200 रुपीज़। इजंट इट फैसिनेटिंग? सो गाइस, अगर आपको ये वाला ऑप्शन अट्रैक्टिव लगा सो डू चेकआउट पोकापी। ये है उनका इंस्टाग्राम का हैंडल, सो आप ज़रूर उनको चेकआउट करना। और एक और ऑप्शन ये लोग प्रोवाइड करते हैं वो है कि पेमेंट के रिलेटेड। तो कुछ ब्रांड्स क्या करते हैं कि आपसे पैसे पहले लेते हैं, बाद में आपके घर पे डिलीवरी करा सकते हैं। तो आपको थोड़ा सा डाउट रहता है कि वो फ्रॉड है, स्कैम है कि नहीं। पर पोकापी इज गिविंग यू एन ऑप्शन कि आपके घर पे वो डिलीवर होएगा, उसके बाद आप पेमेंट कर सकते हो गूगल पे से, पेटीएम से। सारे ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल है, तो आपको पेमेंट की भी कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। और अगर आपको डिलीवरी चार्जेस बचाने हैं तो आप उनके शॉप पे जाके भी PS4 ले सकते हो एंड यू कैन सेव डिलीवरी चार्ज, और आप उधर उनके शॉप पे जाके कैश में पेमेंट कर सकते हो। सो गाइज, लिटरली दिस इज अमेजिंग ऑप्शन, मैं आपको ज़रूर रिकमेंड करूँगा। डू चेकआउट पोकापी।